failed the test when it comes to selfless leadership.
And also Honsem Ewaha. It is a bonny course in a tofa. A footun sem Makuma could do and
be unambiguous. It appears or you use some proportionate sampling technique and which may be as a stratified sampling and as a quota sampling. Because when you use proportions, it could be either stratified and as it could be quota. Say a quota, because it's not clear. The only answer or state is a proportion, and he took proportions out of all the constituencies. Each of these two know but he stated how the samples were gotten. Because based on electoral commission's data. How did he get the electoral commission's data? So when your data no who individual say me am TSA, me am TSA, me a registered voter. And me it means so where sampling frame now, me a part of the sampling frame. How did he get to people like this? A true computerized selection, random selection, and a non-random selection, one is or PKB. It's also not clear here. And making a generalization out of this, if it's a non-random method no use here, you're wrong. You cannot make generalization. It's limited to or more or sample or monano. So that is also not clear. Census a random sampling method which will be stratified. Then we see who say a Kessben or far so odinya a lottery method, computer selection. What method no use you there? A silent over here. America. So release it for foreigners say those information in American woman. Then we will speak to it. Oh, your sample size no plans so.
Maybe we feel say 10 year outcome nabano oko grounds are ABN no bra and I say something that we can pick from and build. I mean something so that
that is where I have an issue. What do you want me to tell them? Because there are questions on the underlying until all those questions are answered.
In 8 regions, NDC leads MPP. So
we cannot take it as credible. Maybe that's the point.
Prof.
I think sir. Me share fish. Omo pose na omo de aba abontina. I think sir me tie na I see them assumptions, I see them to be speculative. They only speculated. I don't know, one can't say there were some interactions that went on. And based on that, I'm arriving at the 50-something% and then the 26% for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. I didn't hear that. And again, Asante Force say Omon Twaba Emma MPP because Oma Quine and I said Niama Omo expected say government and Yamamono where demand Yamamono. That also I see it as fallacy because that is totally untrue. So I say because who Shepa say Nana Dora Kufuado or Ne Asante region wa Nyoma bro. Just say for Oliver Twist. You always need more because when it comes to infrastructure of this country, Nana Danko, I be papa. Who compare the only year earlier or report to call highways or call listening. So nowhere did he mention say 5%. You see, say if there is a difference between Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and
John Dramani
Mahama, 2%. You want to rubbish the two, and therefore you use 5% so that you clear it and you get negative. But when it comes to the 4% of the popularity of a party, that one was silent. But you see, the whole thing is about Ghana for or more asitirim. So that's it. Any political party or more so much confidence in. And now you can say, I mean, you mean Kase Ghana and Yama. I so say Ubia energy or minimum. There be and this are. In fact, Ghana your how. Like once you say you IMF. I didn't think IMF. The right way, the competence, and I feel some say track record of the president, the one who is leading. I feel political affiliation, and say 19.1. Who can't say we in a boom and saying in a boom over 90%. So I say so that alone makes a conclusion for anybody taking the decision to decide say this person I'll go with him.
Okay, so competence 50.3%, track record 22.5%, party affiliation 19.1%.
Yes.
Financial inducement 3.7%. None comes to mind 2.2%.
Yes.
Religion 1.2%. Ethnicity 0.9%. Okay.
But the I just kept quiet. No, please. I had some reactions that I could have done, but I just kept quiet. See, the discourse very well. Who said you were talking about ethnicity? You from Ashanti or say NDC, Omo Kaseo, Ombe Tweetia, NPP, voter region. Those things. Oh, that's it. But this survey doesn't speak to that. People tell say, oh, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is a Northerner, and therefore Ashanti region will reject him. This survey doesn't say that. In fact, the difference is so huge. If you look at this, it doesn't say that. So, I think people are trying to, raise issues, to make their own argument very sound and happy. But what I'm saying is it. Smart Sapon was yet surveyed. Open J Ubi ni survey idia. Share the track record. What has he been able to produce? Polls, and we know they are so discredited. They say I'm for and taking them serious. But Dr. Sapon has done it before. He predicted 2020 with the same analysis. What I say at that time,
East becomes the most decided region with only 9.8% undecided party supporters. All smaller parties put together are unpopular across the country as at 30th April 2024. Okay. Then you have remarks from Part B. Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, MPP, leads as the preferred presidential candidate with 38.9%, closely followed by John Dramani Mahama with 36.1%. Dr. Mahmoud Baumia's MPP leads in Ahafo, Ashanti, Bono, Central, Eastern, Northeast, Western, and Western North. All other presidential aspirants put together are making up to 3.6% gains. About 21.4% of prospective voters are yet to decide which presidential candidate to vote for as at the end of April 2024. They may remain floating until they decide to vote in favor of one of the presidential candidate. Most decided region in favor of Dr. Mahmoud Baumia is Northeast, with 60% of voters going for him, while 75.7% of voters in voter region have decided for John Dramani Mahama. Okay, so remarks from Part C. A good majority of 50.3% of Ghanaian voters will be looking for a competent leader come December 2024. About a quarter, 22.5% of voters will be considering the track records of presidential candidates as key to determining who they vote for. Party affiliation will be the main reason why some 19.1% of Ghanaians will be voting come December 2024. Interestingly, some 3.7% of voters will be awaiting some financial inducement to decide who they vote for. Though minimum, it exposes the weakness of some persons clothed with the power to decide for the future of our very existence as a country. Religion and ethnicity may also form basis for some 1.2% and 0.9% in choosing who wins election 2024, respectively. And it goes on and on and on and on. Now, last one, and I come to you. Remarks from Part D. The single leading concern of Ghanaian voter or voters is unemployment. That is 21.1%. The next two, as well as the seventh concerns, are related to general improvement in the economy of Ghana. That was about 33.7%. That is cumulative for Ghanaians share this as their most critical concern they seek salvation on. Poor roads, water, power crisis need to be addressed head on as it represents a critical concern, 14.7%, 10.5%, and 8.3%. Illegal mining, LGBTQ rights, corruption, poor sanitation also feature as critical concern which needs to be addressed among Ghanaian voters. Okay, and then that's that. Okay, so Nana Fredria Ajimampambo, back to you. It's now 9:47. Mamintie will find out on this as we're running up. But your mama sending messages, no. Maybe kind may call me last week, but then I'll come and read your messages. Don't worry, Nana.
Lawyer.
But your mic is on.
Lawyer, and okay. You know, Professor Sapon, he presented a good report, but say Mikrachia or Tuminche, so Kase, or you're biased towards the NPP or when you know so. The entire America say, me share the cracks of the matter. The report in page 11 so, which are the deciding factors.
Page 11.
Page 11.
Okay.
A honor as someone working in the report in so the deciding factors are a bema a nipano or to or manono, omubejina so dia tuaba. Now, with the greatest of respect, a honor Professor Sapon, seminini me no ye pai kwan na no so na menua kumanya wote e ka ho asem untimi mfa competency any track record and compare John Mahama any Bawumia if you say Bawumia o meye president da intino untimi compare the competency as a president nor his track. He has no track record as a president. Neither does he have any competency as a president.
In choosing a presidential candidate.
And American say, would untimi because Bawumia need track record as a president. And only competency as a president.
Is it as a presidential candidate or as a president? Because as a presidential candidate, Nana, some also presidential candidate too.
Lawyer.
No, Mabel. No, Mabel. In choosing a presidential candidate too. In choosing a presidential candidate, not as a president.
What competency are you talking about? Competence as what?
No, but I mean the competency to deliver.
And then the track record.
The track record.
Me say Bawumia onye president da. Bawumia onye president da. Enti no
as a vice president on a track record. To be a presidential candidate.
We are vice president, we are mate and I are spare driver. It's no dear
So if we because as a mate, maybe no please. If we because as a mate, yeah the idea we share means say na me no. Obi nso so ebe vice president maybe. Yeah the idea we share means say no ye no. Eno nye track record of two people are omo presidential candidate.
Was that
say yeah
no but enye we has a president to one can
make them no
competency any track record
the American say Professor Sapon ne competence ni track record eno dem fan say eye mugu ni pacho eno ye mugu de egina so pa se Ghana ha ye to aba ti se kotoko ne has mimi ye kotoko ni upa yemfa kotoko third division still
you support kotoko
me has de sebe
of course
chese matumi so aye chese na chese minim chese bibie no yase with ma support has akọ say Manchester United bibie no with ma support o sanity na eso obi so otan nkrama nyina akọ mu fie me share ye no me fa ne say party affiliation 50%.
Wo de
na me ka say we just say we MPP ni and now we NDC ni the party affiliation no 50%. Enso okomano 19%. Yeah, me hunu enyina so a wogina so a ode yes ade no. But
sample size na koba so obi wo a as far as ono or concerned party affiliation because ye sure say all the people now okofa omo ye NDC or MPP omo ye MPP or NDC
we dey other room ebu Ghana ha we've had since yenya constitution 1992 party mienu pe
gentlemen please
party mienu pe na edi yeso party mienu anko run offer chese otimu hu say we ye 40 plus something and we nya 50 plus enti no omumienu no de eye kofini ama enti no o hwe party affiliation no eye 45 to about 50%. And sana financial inducement we say amanyosem na no hwe eye joso by election ni MPP de omo kwachire ya financial inducement no eye very important and no me man 10%.
Nana me
Because
bow.
Mama Manusia.
No, Nana me bow. No, me bow. Nana who na say we chucha figures. No, me bow. Nana who na chucha figures. Nana who. Obiaye the sabi. Nana me bow. Obiaye the sabi. The sample size.
Mama Manusia lawyer. Mama Manusia.
The reality.
No, reality no
And I make her say. And I make us a capacity affiliation. 50%. And sana financial inducements. Item 13, and someone I'm the buyer, and no yet 10%. Now, what do you find is 10%? Now you're 60.
Nana based on what?
Because I'm based on reality.
Reality.
Oh, there be professor, prof, me. And share as a cumulative average. It's a fetch for someone kind. Anybody be a professor, Sapon de Qua. Economy, which is they didn't even mention, should be 20%. Because any panel, MPP for more president for primus.
Is enjoying the show or chairman. Or the one competency to deliver.
Oh.
2, track record. And the other details, or see, this meeting will be explained. No, it will be explained Saturday on democracy.
Oh.
On democracy.
That's why issue report.
Also, now, also all the findings are responses from the sample prospective voters. What did I say? About 60,000 respondents.
Catch the professor.
About 60,000 respondents.
Professor Sapon said, "The yemi ya ne say, memory da, yani yewura ye compline. Ga Manchester yewura. Eti yen yebe. Na yemi ya say mini habi. Kami wa habi a.
Saturday.
Ena me say religion. Fear than cramophonia. Sorry. What are you flawed? Religion is 10%. Memory that question, memory that ni question.
No, you try there. We have 100.
And I cancel me.
We have 100. One way 50. One way 100.
They say party affiliation 50. Financial inducement 10. I hear 60. Religion I hear 10. I hear 70. Ethnicity. Background, my money 10%, 80. Economy 20%,
100.
No.
Na ufa bibia
competence in the track record. The make say. What is shemwa? What mean fancy? My name say. Dr. Baumia, His Excellency. Ono siano on so muda. The only time I dear man no say. Ni wura say okọ baabi abanti ne nkoforo ka ne mra na mate waje no akoforo ka no eyibo nsuom na de aba ba say akra kuma se de yemfa ka ne ma ne da so mfa nko
nana ma mbisa o nana me ba ma mbisa o nana me ba o nana me
driver da
o
mi bu so na o mi aso aye driver da
o da bi o mate nana ye me kan say 2012 general elections aye koy 2012
yeah it's excellent John Mahama edi bim e wona na ado so no eno na wo
eno na making at the time no sana 2008 2009 NDC ba
yeah Mills President Mills
oba na
ado no
o defeat na ado no okay
na just NDC defeat no no me say be check no
me ba I'm making a promise no nana me bisa o
etire mu na me pe prof etire mu
nana me bisa question
prof etire mu na me pe nana me bisa o is it not the case say so we the former president Mahama age na ho obi a waye vice president da yes
the president a vice president Mahmoud Baumia age na ho as onon so a vice president.
No, now if you
me about we a presidential candidate. We a presidential candidate. Yen to me can say omo mienu no. Omo track record e bit me compare.
track record
as vice president.
Oh,
can't you compare?
No,
maybe can't you compare? See, let me compare. And no,
on what?
No, what I mean, how would you know? As presidential candidate, track record competency as a presidential candidate, not as a president.
That is not the question here.
Presidential candidate. Nana Mitio.
Hold on. Professor Sapon, the American say, who issue such a scientifically based report? Assumptions, any preambles now be making, and no now betting so make you conclusions. It ye no can say competency and track record based on their performance as vice president. And no dear. Nada Roma, come in, Kadia making but in this particular report, he's taking it, say, competency and track record as Enkrofon betimi aye adwuma na make say Dr. Baumiano and yes say be na kochechire share na no ono a say wo ye mate also on the account
na obeka say oye mate no so kan ye say me ye mate na nso adwuma mi wurade ma me say me nye no ma ye ni yie pepe obobo ne ma bebre obobo ne ma bebre
but so bad the wurade tise ma so be yidudu on every also wurade also bobe yidudu on every
sidina na inflation
there also bobe yidudu on every also obete also ni wurade ministers bebre so sign on the be 50 he levy obe abolish taxes obey year free. What's in Yama Bebre? What's the new Radiba? Obeboning in Egu.
No, vision. Obi a contest and any sort of vision.
You name the track record. You name the track record.
As a digitalization.
As a president.
Digitalization man.
As a president. You name the track
record.
Economy.
No, maybe say
the economy. No, you're economist. After the economy, maybe.
Okay. So Professor Smasapo Asema Obisa Nkrufo say, what are the main deciding factors you consider in choosing a presidential candidate? Now, majority know about 50.3% say you're very competent here. Is it not appropriate
right to decide on that?
And now almost DMB na mo better
lawyer, was it close-ended or open-ended? Was this question? This is why
close it.
Prof. Starting the enumerate producers.
No,
close it.
Because
producers.
We tend to assume say a lot of these things are not
Prof.
Because
Saturday. Who are Saturday?
Because if say a close-ended question, it means on a Saturday. Open-ended question, just on a Saturday.
Saturday on democracy. On democracy, you'll be there. Saturday on democracy. Prof. Smansapon will be there. He wants you to be there. Saturday on democracy, you will be there.
All these are important. So you close-ended and answer open-ended. Close-ended.
Saturday,
you'll be there. You'll be there. Obeba so arefo ne atiefo. Unfortunately your time no aswan no. Enti no, just so 1 minute. So 1 minute amanke 1 minute. And then Saturday obi a ohwe yen obi a otie yen. Saturday nwumbre Professor Smasapon ebeba betra democracy jumadie no so. Ye be fa research no from A to Z. Their church shame questions be will be addressed on democracy come Saturday. Enti yapon.
Oh, who can so mama me?
Na so won kan he.
Who kasa?
Who be kasa?
Bamjo.
What's all my kinede?
It's used that. Okay. Me say competence. Obi ntimi nyi film. Track record. Obi ntimi nyi film. Who per se Ghana for ento abama. What are they basing on to vote for you? What's the track record is not important. It is very key and very important. They should look at you and say have so much confidence you know you better abama. It is very important.
Okay.
What is confidence? Competence. The ability to do something successfully or efficiently. What are you talking about?
Okay.
What are you talking about?
When it comes to say young compare the competence and the track record of John Dramani Mama and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, John Dramani Mama owns Surukura. And we are ready for it. But what we are saying is no, Mami Lande. But what we are saying is Competency and track record acts is written here. Look at see in that here. Will be a man interpretation for from.
Okay. So we'll resolve this Saturday. Nana
Oh, Amanke, stop that. Amanke, stop that.
Nana Fabia. Babu Chow. Producers.
Dictionary the enemy.
Babu Chow. Your time a trip, Babu Chow. Saturday. Saturday on democracy. We'll resolve this issue. No, we'll resolve the issues. We'll resolve the issues Saturday. We'll resolve the issue Saturday on democracy. Nana Fredia.
He's incompetent.
Nana Fredia. Oh, please, Saturday. Nana Fredia Bedas.
He doesn't have
Professor, I Dr. Manke Bedas. On behalf of the producers, Yadamunina say and you bring anymore. But your mama said, you know, Saturday I will read them. Don't forgive me. I'm sorry. Bedamunya, Yamin Kamu.